Oh, I'm live. Okay. Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody had a great day today. It's been a very important day in American history, believe it or not. Today is the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned. Uh, we'll have more on that very shortly. I will say this about Roe v. Wade overturned does not mean abortion is illegal now. All it means is that it is being kicked back from the federal government to the states, which is probably where it should have stayed in the first place. Uh, and the only reason why I say that, not that I'm trying to cause a fuss, because there's going to be enough fighting in the next few months over this situation. Uh, the Constitution clearly states that anything not covered by the Constitution at a federal level automatically goes to the state at the state level. Now, our founding fathers did that. I'm guessing they probably didn't realize that there would be problems like this rising up. I'm not even sure they thought we'd ever get to the point where we would even have abortion. However, because of the way the Constitution is written, it should go back to the state government. Now, what does this mean? It means that the state governments will be meeting to put restrictions or open up abortion according to what state you're in. If you're in Texas or any of the other pro-life states, you will probably have limited abortions. I think right now what I'm hearing is no abortions after 20 weeks. I wish Mom, Dad, and Steve had lived to see this day, because they were looking forward to the day Roe v. Wade was overturned. I, however, was not looking forward to this day, because that puts the final nail in America. Now, I'm going to say something that's not too popular, but I'm going to say it anyway because I believe it's the truth. America as we know it is dead. It's never coming back. Our differences have gotten too far, too deep, and it's just a matter of time right now. Now, who do we blame for the downfall of America? And as I say, this ties back into the gun situation and to the abortion situation. Who's at fault? I think number one, we got to lay a portion of the blame on the politicians. Let's face it, folks, we're not electing George Washington's or Thomas Jefferson's or John Adams. We're electing the custodians of the early White House days. We are electing the things that's coming off the bottom of the bucket, the scum, if you will. And I will say this about both parties, but I'm just going to pick on one particular representative by the name of AOC. Y'all probably know who that is. She makes $174,000 a year, and she's complaining that it's not enough money, that she needs more. Now, I spend a lot of money. I'm not going to lie to you. I know how to spend money. That's one thing God gave me a gift for. But I have never spent $174,000. I don't know how you go about spending $174,000 in a year. And that's besides the perks she gets. So, crooked politicians, bad politicians, scum of the earth politicians. And that fits all 550 of them. Even my favorites. The media plays a part in it. The media is one that builds up all of this and tears it down. The media built all of this up today to get people to go off, and the people did it. The media is always trying to throw roadblocks in front of our government so we won't work together. Didn't used to be that way. Back in the old days, you could count on them. Now you can't count on them. The only thing you can count on is them causing problems for the conservatives. And the blame goes to us. Number one, we elect these fools. We listen to the radio, we listen to the TV, we read the newspapers, we tune in to CNN, MSNBC, A through Z, Fox News, and we get caught up in all this crap that everything else is going. Instead of being grown-ups like we're supposed to be, we act like a bunch of idiots that want to go up there and throw a fit and cry foul and cry like a baby and do all these stuff and throw a temper tantrum and try to make everything fair. In fact, some of us, we even go out to shoot some of the Supreme Court judges. We shoot senators. We shoot presidents. Yeah, we're as much to blame as the politicians and the media are, because we put people up there that don't know what they're doing. And then we react to what the media says to the point that, well, we're hurting people. We're killing people because of what they believe in. Now, this has gone back since the founding of the days, because that's what got Alexander Hamilton killed, was politics. And Aaron Burr paid the price. He didn't go to jail, but he got his reputation ruined. All his fault. Hamilton's death is his fault for accepting the duel. Just shows you the mentality even back then of some of our founding fathers. So now we've touched on the abortion issue, Roe versus Wade. We've touched on why America died. Gun rights. Once again, the media and the Supreme Court and the president and everybody involved is throwing a fit about the Supreme Court decision in New York that they say makes it easier for people to get guns. Number one, there's nothing wrong with people getting guns. I would get a gun myself if I could trust myself. Unfortunately, I don't trust myself because I'm too trigger tempered. Now I'm not able to pull the trigger. So I know not to get a gun. But you got other people like me, they're going to get guns. And you can't punish the good people for what the bad people do. What you need to do is figure out how to get the guns out of the bad people's hands and keep them out of the bad people's hands. Gun control is not going to do it, because then the only ones that's going to have guns is the bad guys, and the good guys ain't going to have anything to protect themselves with. I go back to what Dianne Feinstein believes, which shows what kind of idiot she is. and I'm sure there's some Republicans as well that believe it too, that if everyone is ordered to give up the guns, the criminal will give up the guns. No, they won't. That's stupid thinking. That's not even stinking thinking. That's stupid thinking. It's not going to happen. They're going to keep their guns. Then they're going to shoot you. And then they'll go and be brought into court. And the way that the courts are right now, they'll slap them on the wrist, send them to camp for a couple of months, and then cut them loose on the highway while you're laying in your grave. Then they'll do it again, and they'll go to camp for another few months. Then somebody else will be laying in the grave. If I did have a gun, and if I ever get a gun and you break into my house, I'm going to shoot you. I will say that right now. Y'all can come and arrest me. But you break into my house uninvited, and I've got a gun, I'm going to shoot you. Now, I'm not going to shoot the wound. I'm going to shoot to kill. Now, if I do get a gun, I'm not going to let you know. So break into my house at your own peril. And if I don't have a gun, I promise you I got a big knife that I keep with me. You may say, well, you like your stuff more than you like life. No, they like my stuff more than they like life if they come into my house. I'm just telling you what's going to happen to you. So the Supreme Court shot down New York's laws on them trying to keep guns in control. We got a few more big decisions that's coming out, probably come out next week. One involves a coach that was going out to the 50-yard line and praying. He got fired for it, even though he did not invite anyone else out there to do it. He just did it on his own. I will say that the courts will probably come down on the side of the coach. I'd be surprised if it was any other way. Now, as far as everything, what's going to happen with all of this that's going down, if you are conservative, if you are a churchgoer, if you are a Supreme Court judge, if you are a conservative, I would not go nowhere by myself. Not that the liberals are that bad. Most of them are not. Most of them talk a lot, but they're decent people. But you got some of these fools out there that's going to be upset about it, and they're going to be looking for revenge. Just like people on our side, when they don't go our way, most of us are pretty good people. But you got those fools that's going to do what they're going to do. And basically, we don't, even though we don't subscribe to that, we still get blamed for it. And even though they don't subscribe to it, they still get blamed for it. Goes back to how news is brought to us and how we buy into it. Well, I hope you have a good night, and I hope everyone is doing well. And I hope everybody's happy or unhappy, but is willing to do something peacefully to demonstrate. Regardless, don't do anything stupid, because anyone that's on my list, I do not consider stupid. But if you do something stupid, you will not be on my list very much longer. We will talk to you later. Bye-bye.